All right, today we are going to start our missing rings spotlight. And if you watch the NFL Network, you know they have the series Missing Rings where they talk about teams that never won a champion or Super Bowl, had the talent to do it, but just never did. Like the two that come to mind are like the Minnesota Vikings, who lost four Super Bowls in the 70s, the Buffalo Bills, who lost four straight in the late 80s, early 90s. And we did something similar last year. We did unfinished business with our Philly teams, but I wanted to focus this year specifically on players. And these are players who had a chance to win a title in Philly, but never closed the deal. So today we're going to kick that off, sticking with a hockey theme. And today we're going to spotlight the Legion of Doom line. We've talked a lot on this podcast about them. That was Eric Lindros, Mikael Renberg, and John LeClair. From 1995 to 1997, they were probably the most dominant line in the NHL. And they got their name because they were all 6'2 plus, 230 pounds plus. And they really were dominant, at least during the regular season. They scored 305 goals, added 361 assists, and just unseen before combination of speed and power. They did decent in the playoffs, but they had their best chance to bring home a Stanley Cup in 1997 when they were swept out by the Red Wings. And throughout that time period, you could see the natural progression from the time Lindros came in. They added LeClair, and they were building up to that 97 season. And for all intents and purposes, they were the best team in the NHL that year. But Scotty Bowman worked his magic, found out a way to neutralize the Legion of Doom. They definitely did not get any help goaltending-wise in that Stanley Cup and ultimately fell short of their goal. To their credit, Eric Lindros and John LeClair did have other shots to win a Stanley Cup. Probably the best chance was 1999 and 2000. That was the year all the drama was happening with Eric Lindros and the concussions and fighting with Bobby Clark. And they did have a 3-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Devils. Lindros comes back, gets knocked out by Scott Stevens. Flyers blow the 3-1 lead, and that was probably, other than 97, the best chance that Lindros and LeClair had to win a Stanley Cup. But then you throw in, like I said, that Legion of Doom line should have won a Stanley Cup. Not a huge hockey fan, especially back then, but I remember starting to get into hockey during that 96-97 season, and to see the Flyers just go out the way they did was just disappointing. Eric Lindros and John LeClair both are in the Flyers Hall of Fame. Lindros is in the Hockey Hall of Fame. John LeClair probably should be. But we're all left wondering with what could have been with the Legion of Doom line, that magical 96-97 season. And then, again, like I said, Lindros and LeClair did have another fairly, I think, decent shot in 99-2000, ultimately blowing the 3-1 lead and coming up short against the Devils. So the Legion of Doom line is today's missing ring spotlight. Players who came close, had the talent, and just they could not close the deal here in Philadelphia.